Hey guys, welcome to a brand new episode of Random Review Squad. Okay, where we take a look if what's new in the market should be new in your pocket. And in this episode, we'll be looking at the very beautiful Note 20 lineup coming to Singapore very soon. I'm your host Thiru, and this is Random Review Squad. Your local Anna is back again with some tech specs and cool JPEG images to tell you if this new premium lineup from Samsung is worth a not. Let's start off with the pricing. If any of these numbers make you want to puke a little bit, then you should rethink watching this video. I'm kidding. Please watch the video. The price is coming at 1898 for the Samsung Note 20 Ultra, 1548 for the Samsung Note 20 5G variant, and 1398 for the Samsung Note 20 4G variant. At this pricing, I'm pretty sure companies can start giving out Samsung Note phones as monthly salary instead. Now, it's very clear that Samsung is going in the direction of designer phones and, fashion statements and all that. With a beautiful and sleek design, a very premium looking camera bump, a boxy look, and a huge display, Samsung definitely stands up there on the podium for design and aesthetics. So in terms of flashy looks and the
Hey, wow, your phone damn nice
it's worth it. Now let's talk about the camera. The Note 20 Ultra has a 108 megapixel wide-angle camera, and the Note 20 variants have a 64 megapixel telephoto camera. Now the other two cameras are similar sensors. They are 12 megapixel ultra-wide cameras, and the second one is either a telephoto or a wide-angle lens depending on whether it's the Ultra or the Note 20. I know it's confusing, just look at the specs. In the S20 lineup, apparently many of the phone users have had issues with the autofocus on the camera. So this time round, Samsung has opted for a laser autofocus on the Note 20 Ultra, but it's only on the Note 20 Ultra, which means the non-Ultra versions of the Note 20 will probably still be squinting like an old auntie looking at NTUC price tags. Also, Samsung has made the stalker market more accessible with the 30 times zoom and the 50 times zoom. No reason for any normal human being to be using those zooms, but you have it nonetheless. So better don't humps up, I tell you. The front selfie camera has had a downgrade from the 40 megapixel on the S20 lineup to a 10 megapixel on the Note 20 lineup. But various reviews have said that there isn't much difference. On the video end of things, you're able to get HDR10+, 8K resolution, 4K resolution, and FHD video with various FPS settings. Once again, unless you're a content creator, you're not gonna use these settings, or you're not gonna touch them at all. Plus, shooting in these high settings kind of run through storage very quickly. If you're really looking for camera quality still, then I would suggest going for the iPhone or the Pixel, even though Samsung does have a good, decent camera. So camera-wise, not worth it. Now let's talk about the display. The Note 20 Ultra has a 2K resolution dynamic AMOLED 2X screen that's 6.9 inches, and the Note 20 variants have a 6.7 inch Super AMOLED Plus screen, which is only FHD resolution. Now I think I have to give a quick rundown on the naming conventions of Samsung displays. So if you don't want to hear me nerd out, you can skip this part. But I think it's key for you to know what the long words mean. So AMOLED is basically a LED screen that is better than LCD screen in terms of color and brightness. Super AMOLED is 20% more efficient than the AMOLED screen and reflects 80% of sunlight. Super AMOLED Plus is 18% more efficient than Super AMOLED and is thinner in thickness. Okay, wordplay. Then comes Dynamic AMOLED 2X, which is essentially much brighter but also has a reduction in blue light. A bit like contradict, right? Like you brighter screen but less bright. Okay, whatever. Now the issue is the reduced blue light on the Note 20 Ultra means that the images are less colorful and vivid, and people may see that the Note 20, the non-Ultra version, actually has a better screen than the Note 20 Ultra. But in my opinion, I still feel the Note 20 Ultra is better because it has 120Hz refresh rate. But that being said, the 120Hz is not fixed, it's adaptive. Meaning the phone decides when it wants to be 120Hz. So you may see a change in smoothness every time you use or do different things on your phone, which may not be worth the premium price. But still, the Samsung Note 20 lineup has the best displays in the market right now. So if you're a sucker for K-dramas and YouTube videos, this phone is worth it. Now let's talk about specs. The Note 20 Ultra has 12 gigs of RAM and the Note 20 lineup has 8 gigs of RAM, which is more than enough to run many apps in the background and still, have a fast phone. Yeah, I think that's why they're kind of pushing the computer using your phone. The Samsung DeX, basically. Both the Ultra and the non-Ultra have 250 gigs of storage, and even if you do run out of the storage, you still have an SD card slot, so use the SD card slot, get an SD card. Now the thing that really triggers me is the processor, the brain that controls everything in the phone. Samsung is a South Korean company, but they give the West a much better Snapdragon 865 Plus processor, and then you give your neighbors lapsop Exynos 990. Come on lah, Samsung. Which essentially means us Singaporeans will be getting less from their phones compared to our Western counterparts for the same price. Also, the battery capacity has been reduced for the Note 20 Ultra from the S20 Ultra, which had 5000 mAh, now it's 4500 mAh, and the Note 20 has 4300 mAh, which is still pretty decent. And at the end of the day, these phones are guaranteed to last about 9 hours if you have 120Hz on and about 11 plus hours if you have only 60Hz on. By the way, that's screen on time, not the entire battery life. But still, I think in terms of specs, the OnePlus or the iPhone can easily outclass the Samsung Note 20 and the Note 20 Ultra, and it is handphone season up till November and December, so we'll be seeing a lot more phones out there that will probably challenge or beat the specs on the Samsung Note 20 Ultra. So in terms of specs versus price, the Note 20 and the Note 20 Ultra is not really worth it. Now let's talk about features. First up, 5G. 5G is rolling out in January next year, which means extremely fast data transfer speeds. You can actually download or literally download movies in like a few seconds. But of course, faster internet speeds means our hand more itchy. We go and download more things, use more data, which means we require bigger data plans, and you'll end up using much more expensive phone plans. Also, we aren't sure how telcos in Singapore are going to price their 5G phone plans. So at the moment, I think till 5G goes past its initial stages, if you're not an avid tech fan and prefer reliable data, just stick with 4G variants or 4G phones and 4G phone plans. Plus, the difference in the price of the 5G variant and the non-5G variant is about $200. So save on that cost and maybe go and get some accessories or something. Unless you want to X-Step lah, then I can't help you. Next is the S Pen. I think a large percentage of the reason why you buy a Note is for the S Pen. The new S Pen is apparently as good as the iPad and the iPad Pencil. So note taking and sketching is more fluid, fast, and responsive. The ability to write text and then change it to type text and store the text is a productivity plus for many. I think if you need a phone and a quick place to, kind of vomit out all of your ideas or maybe draw something, the Note 20 is definitely the phone for you. But the Note 20 Ultra, I think in that purpose, is just too expensive. So overall verdict, the Note 20 Ultra 5G is definitely the cream of the crop in this period of time, but it is just way too expensive, and there are cheaper alternatives with similar specs out there. However, if you're hooked to the S Pen and the productivity ecosystem, and you need a phone to last your long work hours, then go for the Note 20. So Note 20 Ultra 5G and Note 20 5G, not worth it. Note 20, worth it. I sound a bit like PM Lee.
My fellow Singaporeans, good evening.
If you like this video and learned something from it, hit the like button and smash that subscribe button. If you have any comments or anything you want to talk about, leave your comments down in the comment section below. Until next time, I'm your host Tiru and this is Random Review Squad.